You know, I've never had a sweet potato before.
What?
Yeah, they just look so disgusting. I've never tried one.
You've never had like a baked sweet potato?
No.
What?
Well, there's the intro. I'm not.
Two short guys eat stuff and talk about it.
All right, so we got a new brand of chips coming to your local farm home supply. These are called Uglies. Now, Blake, why are they called Uglies?
Because they're not like your normal appearing potato chip. They are kind of, I guess, ugly in a sense, being that it's like different sizes. They're not like this clean, crisp cut, Lay's chip that you might see. So.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be more raw, right? Straight
Right.
from the potato, straight from the spud. All right, so we're gonna try 5 different flavors. We carry 7, but we figured these would be the best ones to try. All right, so we got sweet potatoes that Blake has never had before, so that's gonna be interesting to try. What do you think will be your favorites?
I think the Buffalo Ranch is going to be my favorite, just because I'm a huge fan of ranch and buffalo sauce. But also, you don't see this in chips very often.
Correct.
So.
Yep. And then you get sea salt over there, the plain flavor. Then we got sea salt and vinegar, and then also have cheddar and sour cream. We also carry a barbecue and a jalapeno flavor, but we figured these would be the top sellers, so let's try these. All right, so we'll start with the basis. Let's try the sea salt first, before we get to the fun stuff. Are they childproof bags?
Yeah, they're pretty tough.
So all these are kettle cooked, correct? Mm-hmm. They're gonna be super crunchy, super crisp.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Now, we are coming to this hungry. We haven't had lunch yet, so not overly salty. I call it raw, pretty potato flavor.
Yeah, it's almost like a cross between an Utz chip and Sturzing's. Like, definitely not the salt content that Sturzing's has, but
All right, so out of 10, what are you giving it?
original flavor isn't my favorite flavor, so I'm gonna go with a 6.
I think it's a pretty good baseline. I want more flavor out of mine, so I prefer more salt. So unfortunately, I'm just going to go with a 5. All right, sweet potato. Lifetime achievement right here.
And see, you can kind of see how they are a little bit ugly, I guess.
Odd.
That is so weird.
I'm just watching your reaction. It's the first time ever having a sweet potato.
Yeah. I figured it'd be a lot sweeter. There's like salt content in this.
Correct. And I will say these aren't overly sweet. It does taste like a dehydrated sweet potato.
Well, I guess I can't agree. I've never had a sweet potato, but I get what you're saying.
Want another one?
No.
All right. Out of 10, what are you doing?
It would never be my first choice. It's unique though. It's not terrible. Not bad. I'll go with a 5.
Okay. I think it's okay. So I will say this is probably a 6 in my mind as well. I think they could have done a little bit more on the sweetness, but for a sweet potato chip that you won't see in a lot of different places, it's okay.
They're a little tough to open.
They might be childproof. Oh man, was not expecting that. So on most cheddar and sour cream chips, first you get the cheese flavor, then the sour cream after you swallow. This one I get the sour cream on my tongue as soon as I put it in my mouth.
Yeah. And I would say in my experience, most like sour cream and cheddar flavors, it's like a very distinct flavor. It's not usually a powerful flavor. This one, it's there.
It slaps you.
I actually really enjoy this.
Yeah, I like that hit too. That's something that I think a lot of potato chips miss, is they're like a really good punch. Unless you're having like a spicy chip. This one is creamy. Man, what are you giving it?
Man, that's good. I'm gonna go with an 8.
Okay, I'm gonna go a 9. That is super addicting chip. I don't normally eat potato chips. I'm a tortilla chip fan, but that makes you crave more. That is really good.
And it is worth noting, you would think with a chip with that much flavor, you'd be left with a bunch of flavor on your fingers. Not really. I mean, it's a pretty clean chip.
Yeah, get a lot of flavor and no messies. That's nice. Now, if that one had a lot of flavor, this one definitely should.
Yeah,
with
that's
the
what
vinegar.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Woo.
You can taste it on your tongue.
Yeah, that's with vinegar. A lot of times, vinegar flavored stuff, it just sucks the moisture away from your mouth, like it's puckery. This is puckery. Okay, so the aficionado, what are you giving on that one? Salt and vinegar chip.
In comparison to all other salt and vinegar chips I've had, that's by far the best.
Okay.
However, as far as like just grading it based on the ugly line, I'm nervous. I think this one's gonna be a 10, so I can't give it a 10. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
You're saving it for it. It has a lot of flavor. I will give it that. Just because my personal taste is not that much vinegar, I'll give it a 7.5 on that one. I'm gonna give it 8. Did we save the best for last? Buffalo Ranch. Now, I'm expecting it to punch me in the eyeball with this flavor, so we'll see. I gotta wait for the buffalo to kick in. I got a lot of ranch.
See, I got a lot of buffalo.
Oh,
It's a
there it
little
is.
spicy.
Yeah, it is. After you swallow, you get the spice. Not a lot on the tongue, more in the throat. I call it a sharp ranch. Like that peppery, almost horseradish kind of flavor. What are you thinking on the buffalo scale?
Like, it's not overly hot. That's where I think that's where, like, the kind of buffalo sauce that I enjoy.
Okay.
It's not gonna make you cry,
Yeah,
but it's got enough heat to still make it buffalo worthy.
yeah. Give you a little tingle.
Yeah.
Okay, out of 10.
This one, I don't want to say it's disappointing, but you know, at Buffalo Ranch, I personally didn't get a ton of ranch. It was a lot of buffalo. And I do like these two chips better than this flavor. So I'm gonna have to go with an 8.
Okay. I'll stick it at 8 too. I think it is a good because it is rare to have a buffalo ranch in a potato chip. I just don't think it's quite as addicting as the cheddar and sour cream that we had too. Okay, so tallying the results, we had a 9 and an 8 on the cheddar and sour cream. So this is number 1 getting 17 points. And then number 2 was Blake's favorite, the salt and vinegar at a 16.5. So again, this one is super addicting. I was kind of really surprised by the amount of creaminess in the sour cream and then the cheddar together. Just makes you want to eat more. I could probably eat this whole bag in one sitting.
And I think these are both good too. I mean, I would struggle eating a whole bag of this just because of spiciness, but yeah, overall, I think the chip line in general is up there from the chips I've had. So,
And I really like the texture on these two. Is that crispness of the kettle chip that makes it unique, as well as the power punch and flavor. Most of the time, you don't get both in one chip. You either get the kettle or you get the flavor. This one, you don't have to decide. You get both of them.
and I think it's also worth noting, you know, we've talked about the small batches before, and especially with this one, you know, knowing that I taste more buffalo, you taste more ranch, that's kind of what you get in small batch chips. So you're never going to taste one that's exactly the same.
Yep. So if you try them, let us know. Put a comment on the Facebook about which one you like the best, and don't forget, there's also a barbecue flavor and a jalapeno.